Well, hello there guys, Ryder VM here, and today, as to be something different, I would just be creating a short video review of a random hentai game. And this time, I'll be reviewing Free Friends 2, which is a visual hentai game developed by Noesis and published by Mangagamer. Now, to summarize the story, it involves two characters, Sumire, which her mother has just died, and without a means to support herself, she has decided to go into the message board Free Friends in order to earn some money. While Kaito, a new teacher at a certain academy, has a wife. Um, and he uses the message board Free Friends in order to make some one night stands. Now, to explain a bit more, Free Friends is what it seems to be is a Enjokosai message board. Now, if you did not know, Enjokosai is a basically prostitution. Uh, However, the only reason it was called Enjokosai is because it's supposed to be done mostly by students. So they meet up with anyone willing to pay for them for companionship, but typically it also includes prostitution as well. Now with the basic premise out of the way, let us show the good things about the game. First, what I like about this game is that it again uses Enjokosai, which actually happens in real life. Enjokosai is, in my opinion, something that is not cool or glamorous at all because, well, prostitution isn't really inherently that way, with some very few exceptions. Now, for a game that is about Enjokosai and about two persons, surprisingly the writing is pretty good. And also, in a weird sense, grounded, with the exception of their first meeting. Yeah, in real life, it doesn't really work like that. So, if you are expecting Enjokosai to be as sweet, or I don't know, as innocent as how it happened in Free Friends 2, don't expect so. Now, secondly, what I also like in the story as is on certain points, the point of view goes to Sumire herself. Now, this is pretty cool because, well, it also gives her perspective of the events from her first time meeting with Kaito to also her reactions to their relationship as well as things that are changing due to their relationship. Although again, in real life, um, I don't think you're gonna find any virgins in an Enjokosai or any prostitution thing. You know the reason why. And the way that she acts like she is so innocent, again, in real life, due to the internet and information just being so easily accessed, this is gonna be unlikely. You're not gonna get your waifu there by Enjokosai. Third, the writing is pretty good. Surprisingly, although there are only two named main characters, and starting with a very limited context, which is Enjokosai, the game could actually have a lot of different story forks. So to try to avoid spoilers, the game has multiple endings, and surprisingly, it begins to divert depending on your actions. On after the first time, Kaito meets Sumire, which is pretty good because it is pretty surprising that they could be able to expand the story just between two characters by just their reactions, and other developments from their lives after meeting each other. Now for things that I consider bad things. One of the paths available in the game is kind of turns it into a pretty cliche romantic story. Because, well, in real life, Enjokosai doesn't really go into that territory anyway. But for some reason, they were able to shoehorn in a almost pretty cliche that, oh, they would not be able to consummate their love, whatever. But Okay, but since the ending is again kind of sweet due to the nature of the route, alright, I'll accept it. Secondly, the storyline is, in a weird sense, kind of short. Although it has multiple endings, the game is actually pretty darn short because, well, there are only two major characters. They could only, change up the scenario, the settings, and the events for so much. Which is, again, kudos to the writing team to be able to create so many scenarios out of very limited characters and storyline. Now, the last thing, although this is not necessarily the fault of the game, this has actually made me wonder since this game is already Free Friends 2, and Free Friends 1 actually had a pretty similar premise. Now, the weird thing about this is, although looking at the credits and information that I have researched about this game seems to be an intended budget hentai game. Now, the weirdest thing is they seem to have, I guess, wasted the potential of the storyline. Since Free Friends is an Enjo Kosai setting up website or message board, why don't they allow getting more than one girl? That is the weirdest thing. It has so many potential for multiple characters and multiple relationships and complications by using that premise. But what Noesis has done always is create just two characters with very limited scope, but very good writing though. So for me, again, that is not necessarily the fault of the game, might be just the aim, but it is it kind of weird and feels like wasted potential. Now, for my overall rating, I'd rate this game at best 7 out of 10. First, this is because even in the Mangagamer and hentai games are expected to be pretty expensive. This game sells for about $25 at Mangagamer. So it is a budget hentai game, but for people who prefer storyline, this game has it. For the art, it is also the art is really good. For acting, well, there is only one voice character in this game, and that is Sumire. And her voice acting for me, in my opinion, is really unique. Not because her acting is good. Her acting is actually, in my opinion, average. But that, for me, is the reason that I like it at all. Because, well, since the game talks about Enjo Kosai, you wouldn't really expect people to be like anime style exaggerated and stuff. In reality, again, Enjo Kosai or prostitution are really kind of awkward things. You don't really need to exaggerate that. And the voice actress of Sumire has done it perfectly. She kind of acts and talks like a normal person, which is getting increasingly rare in visual novels because, well, they're trying to imitate anime, and anime voice acting at times is a bit too exaggerated for me. With a single exception though, in hentai scenes, Sumira's actress again acts typically like a hentai scene, which is kind of weird because, well, a typical hentai scene, the girls kind of act like really intimate couples or lovers. In real life, again, in Jukosai, it's a lot more awkward than that. But besides that, her acting is really, really good. Also, for the background music, it's just there. Nothing really sticks out, even the intro music. The intro music is also kind of awkward as well. But although what kind of, well, personal annoyment out of those things is that one of those background musics uses typical PC speaker sounds, the one that came from the 1980s. So sometimes when I'm just normally playing, those background music makes me think that is there something blaring on my computer? Is there an error? Is there maybe there's something I have a message in my cell phone? It just bothers me in a really weird way. So anyway, Since all in all, I would actually suggest this game for people who actually play hentai games for the plot or for the hentai scenes. The game is kind of short, but never actually that short because, well, in my opinion, it's just worth the $25 Mangagamer is charging the game for. So this is Ryder VM. I hope you have enjoyed this short video review of the hentai game Free Friends 2. If you like this video, you're welcome to press that like button and perhaps even subscribe to my channel. And as always, I hope that I will still see you guys in another video. Oh yeah, for those who are curious on why didn't I create a whole let's play or playthrough of this game, I have two reasons. First, I tend to only create let's plays of hentai games with pretty unique gameplay. It has to be a strategy game or an RPG, at least it has some gameplay. But how about other games like Mizuiro and Yuenchi? Well, the only reason I made a let's play of that is primarily because either I really think the storyline is good and worth sharing, and the other time it's because, as for Yuenchi's reason, actually the game is a DVD visual novel. That is something really unique and has no hentai scenes, so I have no problems making a let's play of it. So anyway guys, that's the reason. Do not want to have problems with community strike or even worse, other strikes in my channel. So besides that, my apologies for that, and I hope that you will still stay watch my videos, and I hope that I will still see you guys in another video.